Hey everyone, Sid here back again with another video. So in this video we're going to discuss about the microservices. So what are the microservices and what are the features? We will discuss about everything, and also in this series we're going to see how we can create a microservices with example I will give you, right? So first of all, before starting the microservices discussions, we need to discuss what is a monolithic architecture. So let me going to some topics which we discuss in these videos. Like we need to discuss about what is the monolithic architecture before jumping to the microservices, right? The second, we need to also discuss about the like what are the advantages and disadvantages for the monolithic applications. Same for the microservices, what are the microservices and what are the advantages, and same for the disadvantages we need to discuss about the microservices. And then how to microservices look like and what are the architectures we need to discuss about, right? And here how to microservices communicate with each others we will discuss about, right? And we will create a separate video for the communications via the microservices, which we need to see something how the microservices will communicate with each others, right? Okay, then use case of the practical work we will see, right? So after the first point, which we need to discuss what is a monolithic architecture, right? Already I said before jumping the microservices we will discuss about the monolithic architecture. So what is the monolithic architectures? So monolithics composed all in one piece. Suppose we have the one container. Inside of the container we have put it the HTML part, we have put it the database, and also we put it the some business logics which we have, right? So everything's inside of one components which we have written, right? And so this you can see the some pictures in your mind. You can put like we have a one container. Inside of the one container we have written the HTML part, database, and same for the XML and all response which we have, right? So here we have written everything in monolithic architecture. So why? So as I said, something which some features have like components which are categorized like authorizations which are responsible for the authorizations user, right? So we can put some presentations like a HTTP request and response with either like a HTML or XML or JSON format, right? Suppose if you going to create any service, a web API something, then you need to return the response in JSON or XML, right? So same for the which is the presentations I said, right? Same business logic, right? Everything so you have written like you have created like a controller and functions. You have some logics like if any user have a age which is more than 10 something, you want to give some permissions about the user, right? So depends on the age something or any criteria which we have, like, so you can put in the business logic inside, right? So business logic also written the one particular components, right? And the database layer. Suppose you have written the business logic, and the business logics calling directly to the database, and you getting some response to the your HTML, right, or JSON or any API. So this also have inside of the database some you getting some response and you're sending something, right? So and application integrations with other services, example via messaging or REST API, or integrations via any data source, right? So the application integrations, which either example I said, right, the messaging or REST API or integrations to any data source, right? So here we have some application integrations. Also we have written same log everything's inside the one container, right? This is the monolithic architecture. So notification modules, these are the something I'm just giving the example, right? So responsible for sending email and notifications whenever needed, right? So it means suppose you using particular of the features. I'm just giving an example. If users sign up, you want to send something email to the user. That functionality also you're written inside of this box, which is the container, right? So whenever we need to send an email, any user get any alert something, you want to, if I added something and I will get some alert, this user have a register right now. So this kind of features also you implemented this project. And so this is a one container. Also we have written everything inside the one box, right? So as I said, as a monolithic architectures we discussed, right? So in every like 1 second, this is taken. I want to slide, but I don't know why this is happening. Yeah, example, monolithic approaches. Example of the e-commerce applications, right? I'm just giving example about the monolithic approaches, right? So as a, I can say the most of the user and everyone might be as a now connected with the internet, and they used to access the e-commerce platform, right? Amazon, Flipkart, and any other name, right? So authorizations, customer task the order and check the product inventory, authorization, payment, and ship order. These applications consist of several components, including the e-store, user interface of the customer and store view, along with the backend services to check product inventory, authorization, and payment. Everything we have written on one component, right? Here in e-commerce, having the multiple kind of features, like suppose you have a user profile and authentications and payment and order and shipment. So these are the different kind of features in e-commerce platform have, right? So everything you have written the in particular container, right? So that's why I'm just showing this example. So here once again, let me just go to the, yes, we have discussed all the monolithic approaches, and here you can see one second. So here different component services in the built in the on the one applications. This is the one applications, right? So everything is written, right? So here we have the load balancer. We have a, suppose in the starting I'm going to discuss here we have the request, and this request taking care about the load balance, and e-stores we have the catalog, services, product, and order and payment, and this particular features calling the database, and we're getting a response to the e-store when right. So this the mobile device or any particular, so we have written everything is here. So this is a example about the monolithic architect, right? And so the next is advantages of the monolithic applications, right? So let me scroll down. Simple to develop. At the beginning of the project is much easier to go with a monolithic architect, right? So initially suppose we have any particular project like e-commerce, you start in the building of the project, right? So initial stage here, you no need to take care about the you need to hire the multiple developers. You can start the one or two developers, right? So starting the monolithic architect is very simple process, right? So we can say, and simple to test, because we have the one components, we can directly test for the front end part, back end part, database, and any particular payment gateway. We can check everything in one platform, right? So this is simple to test. Also we can consider simple to deploy, because we have the one container, we can deploy easily, right? We don't need to multiple developers who will deploy your code, right? So we have a one particular of the package, we can easily deploy in the server, right? So this is a very simple process to deploy the code, right? The next one, simple to scale horizontally by running the multiple copies behind the load balancer. Suppose you have one container and just you copy the server and you make a replica of this server, and then you just add on the load balancer. You can run the multiple load balancers at the same time, right? So you can scale something horizontally by running the multiple copies behind the load balancer, right? So this way you can make a scale about your project, right? So disadvantages now we're going to discuss all the monolithic, right? So maintenance, if applications to the large and complex understand the entirely, it is a challenge to make a changes faster and correctly, right? Suppose everything we have written one container, right? Multiple features we have, and this feature particular associated with these features, and suppose n number of features we have written and numbers of line we have. So now what are the challenge we can consider? Suppose if any problem occurs, any API failed something, suppose I'm going to give an example, REST API you have written about you can consider any particular of business logic which we implemented related to payment, and that features have some problem. So now you need to analyze. So before analyze, you need to so this particular challenge, right? So if this challenge have in your server, you need to start your server, because you cannot run your applications without these features, right? So you need to stop your machine and then you need to work and then you need to deploy, right? So this might be take a little bit time. So user will face some problem during the you working, right? And also if developer facing some problem, might be this problem will take some time, right? So that's I'm saying challenging to make changes and faster and correctly, right? So the size of application is slow down and startup time. So suppose, because if you have a large size of data and you started the application, might be this will take, right? Same for the when you're starting and shutting down, so this will affect your performance. And you must repeatedly deploy the entire applications each update, right? Suppose any updations coming in the microservices, then you need to update, so difficult to update the everything's, right? Monolithic applications can also challenging to scale with the different module have a conflicting resource requirement. Monolithic applications can also challenging to scale with the different modules have the conflicting resource requirement, right? So this is also challenging, you can say. Reliability bug in any modules, example memory leak. Okay, so memory leak, suppose you have a particular of memory and the continuously user coming and your website gets down, right? So can potentially bring down the entire process. Moreover, since the instance of the applications are identical, that bug impact the ability of entire applications, right? So just because of memory leak, your application bring down automatically, right? Entire process will bring down. Moreover, since the instance applications are identical, that the bug impact ability of entire applications, right? So also this is a main features. You can say something with the disadvantages, because of memory leak we need to shut down your entire applications, and right, regardless of the easy and essential stage, means same monolithic applications have the difficulty to adopting a new advanced technology. Since the challenge languages and framework affected entire applications, it required to upwards thoroughly work with the app details, since it's costly considering both time and efforts. So here because I'm saying the large stages of monolithic applications are difficult in adopting a new advanced and technology, right? Suppose if you have written everything is in the PHP 7.4 something, but you want to add a new feature something that is implemented in PHP 8. So what you will do, you need to create entire things to PHP 8, because most of the things which is not working the PHP 7.4. So if any particular of programming languages, just giving example, so you can consider Python and Java and Node, anything, right? So the any particular of upgradations coming, so you cannot upgrade entirely, right? So this is also challenging. In same for the, suppose in microservices, I will give example with comparing with the monolithic and monolithic microservices, so you can understand what exactly, right? So let me scroll down. So we will discuss about the microservices in the later on. Okay, thank you for watching this video.